Well, friends, while our partners are busy working on their tasks, I wanted to tell you a bit more details about the various tasks and projects I was involved in before my journey to China. So, we were at the very famous and well-known leader karting track, and we thoroughly tested our equipment, right? This is both a rental and a high-speed kit, but we tested it on a high-speed machine on an Italian kart, in fact. And so, a bit of a situation arose. How to say, a small misunderstanding, right? Last year, our kart, which we also tested with the DA95 engine at this same leader karting track, the kart was Rima, and it showed a lap time of 1 minute and 24 seconds last year. So, this entire lap, which is approximately 1,300 meters, about 1,300 meters in 1 minute, 24 seconds. Back then, it was definitely a thrill for me. Everyone was saying, wow, this is indeed a success. This is great. This is awesome. For rental, this is too much. And you know, in this conversation, a figure was mentioned specifically for rental purposes. It's a lot, 82 kilometers per hour, which is quite fast. This speed is significant because it indicates the efficiency and performance of the rental service. You understand? And I thought, well, you know, we've already done 82. Now we'll set it to high speed and reach 100, basically. Good afternoon, friends and respected colleagues. My name is Andrey Lobov. I am currently the technical director of the Resurs company. Where are we today? Today we are at the leader karting track, which is located approximately 40 kilometers from the city center of Moscow. And we brought our custom designed kart with a new kit that we developed specifically for enhanced performance in high-speed rental. So today we will find out what speed the kart with the DA95 engine can reach. Right now, at this very moment, the guys, the specialists, are tuning the kart, doing the alignment, checking the steering, making sure everything is set up correctly, checking the bearings, brakes, throttle. In general, they are verifying its technical correctness. As soon as everything is absolutely finished, we will definitely hit the track and show you how great it is, how good it is. I sincerely hope that today we will absolutely, undoubtedly, really, truly exceed 100 kilometers, as I have dreamed for a very long time. Our last rental experience here was exactly 1 year ago when we rented the Rima kart. This particular kart is a rental model, and it is quite heavy compared to other karts. We had a memorable time driving it. That's enough. We reached a speed of 82 kilometers per hour. The engine was exactly the same. Now the frame is lighter. This is an Italian high-speed kart. Let's see what happens. It would be great, of course, to definitely check all the specifications and parameters, that is, to indeed check how long a single battery or power source lasts, meaning how many runs or how many minutes. Essentially, it would be fantastic if we discovered that in this specific mode, that is, with this particular gear ratio and this specific sprocket, the engine does not overheat at all. So this is one particular speed mode that we are considering. If it doesn't overheat in this mode, then we can definitely increase this sprocket and significantly increase the sprocket here, change the gear ratio, and increase the kart speed. That would also be great. The DA95 engine, which is very efficient and reliable, has its own cooling system and 2 air intakes to ensure optimal performance and longevity in various conditions. This is the new thing we have done. This is specifically the upper air intake and the front air intake. Again, we extended the controller in length, which allows the air to fully pass throughout the entire motor system. And not only the controller is being cooled, the controller is cooled from below as well. That is, if you look there, you will see the controller's radiator grill. It is cooled from both below and above, but I don't know anymore. There are probably no more blowers even in Formula One. Take a look at this Eco now. And penetrated We have 3 batteries with us. They are all removable and interchangeable. So we run one, install the second battery and go. We'll see how the weather allows us. Right now, the track has dried up. The best time for testing, last year we experienced both a dry track and rain. We also checked several different parameters. There we had a belt. Here we already have a sprocket and a chain. It is necessary so that the belt does not withstand under heavy loads. After all, the chain is a more reliable option. It will definitely be great to test everything I just mentioned. But in reality, it's unclear what the outcome will be. So we are waiting for the first run. It depends on how the kit behaves with this particular gear ratio. After that, everything will become clear to us on how to proceed.
The start is powerful, which causes the car to skid significantly, because the rear wheels, the rear axle, start to spin faster and have poor road grip. This is due to the electric traction, which provides strong acceleration.
In the previous run, we had an accident, meaning the driver was carried away on the wet asphalt and went quite far. We fixed the kit mounting because of the fact that it had shifted and the chain had loosened as a consequence of this. And now he is on his second run of full 15 minutes. Here he goes onto the straight track where I am standing. Here. On the dry track, where conditions are optimal and there is no moisture, I think we can at least approach a normal speed mode, because on the wet track, which is slippery and dangerous, it simply cannot go fast physically. Yes, now it's going faster, although I see it still takes the turns carefully. This is the spot where it skidded last time.
Well, I can say that the traction and engine RPM are much higher than those of gasoline engines. The vehicle is significantly quicker and accelerates out of the turn with much more power. Incredibly.
It's not here, I noticed that too. So you press, it immediately kicks in, and it doesn't have that special range.
Well, the main thing for me is that the whale at this very moment can run for 15 minutes without overheating. This engine reaches its maximum speed faster and accelerates much more quickly when making turns. But you have to consider that when the track is slippery, like it is right now, there's a higher chance of spinning out because the rear axle of the kart starts to spin more and the kart begins to slide uncontrollably. The fact that Vanya drove it just now in this version of the whale, the motor barely heated up at all. Yes, because it worked for a little while and then the fan turned off automatically, meaning it reached approximately 50 degrees, while the normal working temperature is 100. So it's twice as efficient as before. Well, I really believe that this particular setup will allow us to stop tweaking the settings, to keep the power. Now it has approximately 160 amps, and definitely leave it. Let's see. Of course, it's a worrying matter.
Advantages. Probably only advantages in dry weather. As I said, it accelerates faster, much faster than a gasoline go-kart.
It's important to me that it reaches 100. On our old whale, it went 83 km/h here at your karting track. And now I see how it moves. I see how this go-kart moves. It just flies through the track. It overtakes everyone there with incredible ease. It's, well, the speed, yes, much cooler and faster than it was last year. Truly impressive, remarkably thrilling, astonishingly exciting, unbelievably fast, and extraordinarily phenomenal. So here I am feeling satisfied, rubbing my hands, thinking everything is great. We hit 100 kilometers, yes. The guys are still warming up. Look, he says. See over there, cars are just moving along the track. You can actually compare. Those cars are going around 80, 90. Right. And he is overtaking them. Well, first of all, it's definitely closer. Naturally, it overtakes. But I fell for it. I told everyone about it. Everything is absolutely cool. Our go-kart does 100. The operator takes the footage and downloads the actual speed from the GoPro. You can see it right in the picture. He inserts it, and what do I see? I see that our go-kart, our high-speed go-kart, which I thought was going 100 and more, actually goes a maximum of 79 laps per hour, which is quite surprising and unexpected to me, as I initially believed it would be much faster. And before that, yes, they give us the overall time, meaning they take the device and say, yes, cool, your go-kart completed the lap in 1 minute and 2 seconds. I say, what is a minute or two? It's a whole 22 seconds. 22 seconds. Faster than last year. Can you imagine? I say, what's a second or two there? And they tell me, a second in go-karting, in sports, in go-karting, a second is life. It's a life in 25 years. 25 years. That's it. There, it's just tiny fractions of a second, but here it's 22. Well, that's it. I'm so happy. And then I start watching and I see this needle that just can't go past 79. No way. So that's definitely its limit. That's absolutely the limit. And I'm really thinking, well, that's it. I'm done for. We need emotions from Vanya, emotions from Vanya. Andrey, we'll find out the speed through the reception, right?
No, we won't know the speed. We'll know the lap time. Relative speed will be there. Relatively. We'll find out when we install the computer. The computer should be installed when everything is ready, you understand.
Oh, will we find out the average speed?
Yes, yes. Well, everything is clear from the lap time. We are not measuring speed here. Well, the lap time will make it clear.
Well, first of all, the track dried up a bit. And secondly, I got used to the car. I got used to the go-kart. Now, I kind of feel it better, but there is still a slight excess of power in the turns, especially noticeable when driving at speeds of approximately 80-90 kilometers per hour, which can be felt more prominently in the turns, around 80 to 90 kilometers per hour.
So what can I say? You can definitely check the telemetry. The first lap and the second lap is always a warm-up on any go-kart, of course. His third lap was the best. He completed it in 1 minute and 2.7 seconds. This was the fastest, best, and most promising lap overall. For all the other laps, there could have been 2 different outcomes in total. Either there was something wrong with the car, the battery was dying, something was happening, the track was wet and it was already driving through puddles, or the driver himself, well, started trying a different trajectory.
Well, the difference is small. It turns out to be just 1 second.
Just 1 second, let me explain. From a human perspective, 1 second in sports is roughly equivalent to 25 human lives. 25 human years, that's how I'll put it. 25 human years. Yes, because, for example, over there are the go-karts, which are the sports ones, standing, and at the championships, all these karts are racing with 42 people, all within half a second of each other. That means the leaders, the first person and the second person, will be just 1/100th of a second apart from each other. So, such a tiny, minuscule difference.
That is, minute 2 and minute 3 are stable, then it becomes a significant difference.
That's a huge difference.
Well, understood, we will film it. We are new to the sport. Can we ask such a question? Yes. Well, what could we do? Later when we left, I was like, oh my God, damn, I only have 160 amps there. I have a maximum of 160 amps. What can be done? Well, the controller is 275. The battery allows it, the controller allows it. Why didn't I install it? I didn't think of it later. Well, yes, of course, they drove through and said, that's it, enough. And then the last racer, yes, when he drove through, he said, guys, it's already skidding. We were just flying off. We were just flying off into the ditch. We were like somewhere there on the grass in some mud. And the chain slipped off. The motor moved forward. Well, the whole whale. All right, we are well versed in this topic. We use special guides. We bought them in St. Petersburg. We welded everything. We installed everything. So, well, friends, everything went great. I absolutely love this karting track. It's a leading karting track. This is not an advertisement. It's really, really very awesome. Vanya completed the lap in 1 minute and 2 seconds in the last race, meaning it was consistently 1 minute and 1 minute and approximately 3 seconds for him consistently. As we were told, 1 second is indeed a very big gap. Nevertheless, I can say that last year we were doing approximately 1 minute 23:25. Imagine if just 1 second is this kind of gap, then, 23 seconds is like, the distance from here to America. I just saw another professional driver, Genya, and he said, guys, please let me try this car because he races with both electric and gasoline cars. His record is 47 laps, and now he will also drive our car, although the battery is already at 57%. Let's see how fast he can go. And most importantly, the VA95 in this whale's performance did not overheat in 20 minutes, 25 minutes, or even 15 minutes. Everything is cool, everything is super.